Yeah, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. Tonight, we're previewing UFC Vegas 56, Jairzinho versus Volkov. Conor McGregor versus Jorge Masvidal. Is that up next? And did Paulo Costa hit a nurse in Brazil?
Let's go!
And I know AJ is going to want to talk about Johnny Depp, and Freddie will want to talk about MJF, and I'm sure we'll get to both of those things here tonight on the show. Freddie, I saw you today. AJ, how are you? I haven't seen you in a while.
What's up, Doc?
What's up, Freddie? You good?
I'm here,
Still
man.
good?
I'm
Still
jealous.
good, Freddie?
You guys are training all the time.
Yeah, you're not training. When's the last time you were doing jiu-jitsu, AJ? Me and Fred are the jiu-jitsu guys now.
Yesterday night.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
But I'm doing jiu-jitsu. Yeah, but I'm training with 6 to 11-year-olds, so it's not
it's
not the same. But
Kramer.
I'm like the king. I'm the king of the castle there. I'm smashing all those kids. Listen, man, they gotta learn the hard way, man. It's all about winning. But all to say is, I give a kids class, for up and coming ninjas. That's what the class is called. It's called the ninja class. So I do jiu-jitsu and wrestling and all kinds of other martial arts for the kids, and I love it, man. They love it.
That's not what I was asking.
But hey, jiu-jitsu, man, I'm training. Listen, when you got 20 kids coming to take your leg all at the same time, let me tell you, you need jiu-jitsu. It's dangerous, man. And when I'm done, I'm wiped more than jiu-jitsu. Dude, I'm telling you, it's crazy. I need a Red Bull. Big time. Before and after the class.
Fred's not impressed.
20 kids? 6 to 11-year-olds?
Well, yeah. I mean,
I am impressed with the fact that you're giving kids class. That's good, props to you. But you still need to train, man. You don't call that training.
No, Freddie, but I am. I'm like slowly getting into it because like my first class back, I got destroyed and my shoulder went out. My finger got like dislocated. I mean, I was a mess and I'm still a mess, but you know what?
Part of the process.
Thanks.
Yeah, dude, I know. It's the wear and tear of the years, man. But somehow or another, I still managed to win against those kids. It's a good sign.
Well, they're 6 years old, AJ. If you didn't, I think you'd really have a problem.
Listen, but I'm going to tell you something. On that note, 11-year-old kids in jiu-jitsu, some of them have like 7 years of experience in rolling. I'm telling you, it's a different world. People laugh, but we got to bring kids that train with kids into the adult class. And you see that more and more in a lot of gyms because they cannot train with kids anymore. They're just too good.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous. And if people have never seen. Listen, I'm going to tell you a quick story.
The strength isn't really there.
I'm going to tell you a quick story. 12-year-old kid, I believe he was 12 at the time, learned a bit of jiu-jitsu, rear naked choke, put his arms around a member of the police, part of the SWAT. The kid got on his back, sunk in the choke. The guy was a big officer and thought it was a joke. He could throw him off, and the kid really closed it. It all happened to go down on Christmas night. The guy passed out, smashed his head, had his head open. This is a real tale, man. And all I'm trying to tell you is
some sort of Christmas miracle of jiu-jitsu with a 12-year-old boy and a policeman, a SWAT team member for some reason. That's a detail we needed. Yep. What a strange story, AJ.
I can't say the name, man, but all I'm trying to say is jiu-jitsu works, and you got to be careful when a kid gets his arm around you. It doesn't matter if he's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Man, there's someone.
That's right.
He didn't know how to. He didn't think he should have tapped. You're right. The problem is most people don't know. Most people don't know what to tap. It wasn't at a jiu-jitsu gym. It was at a Christmas party at a home, and it went sour. It was the end of the Christmas party. Let me tell you, it was bad. It was a bad scene.
So you taught this kid jiu-jitsu, and then bad things happened.
No. Well, actually,
I'm blaming you for this.
It was my friend's family, and he taught him the jiu-jitsu, and he taught him the rear naked choke, and things went sour. All I'm trying to say is kids between 6 and 11 nowadays are dangerous, man.
See, he's trying to legitimize his teaching the little ninjas class that he does for some reason. You're still trying to legitimize that as like real jiu-jitsu training, but that's okay, AJ. I mean, we all work at our own pace, and it does get more difficult as we get older. We're all getting older. My buddy Angelo's in the chat. Just saw he renewed his membership. Angelo just celebrated a birthday. Our boy Angelo out there. What's up, Angelo? What's
Happy
up,
birthday.
Lauren? What's up, Brooklyn Lizard? Everybody in the chat tonight watching us live here on YouTube, on Twitch, on Twitter, on Facebook. We're on all the things. It's the Ringside Report Network. And yes, I will be here again on Sunday night after WWE Hell in a Cell. I always love saying Hell in a Cell. It's one of my favorite pay-per-views of the year because I get to say Hell in a Cell. Like Vince.
But when's the last time there's been a good Hell in a Cell match?
Oh, I mean, not since probably, Triple H and Taker at whatever it was, Mania. It's been a while. It's been a while. Yeah. But you never know. Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins, whatever. I'll talk about that tomorrow night on Wrestling Uncensored with Johnny North. We'll break down WWE's Hell in a Cell. We will talk a little bit of MJF if Fred wants to. I know we're going to preview the fights here in a minute. You want to talk about MJF, Fred? Tell me about MJF. You saw the promo. AJ, did you see MJF's promo last night? Everybody's buzzing about MJF. It's kind of a slow week in MMA. Fred wanted to talk about it. I'm going to give my thoughts tomorrow night. I want to hear Fred's thoughts on it.
It was a great promo, and I'm a fan of his. Like, I don't follow much wrestling, but I follow him on Facebook and all that, and he's always funny. I liked it, man. It was good, man. I hope he gets what he wants, man. Look, if the numbers are true that some of these guys are making 4 or 5 times what he's making, man, that's unfair, man. Pay the man. And plus, he's an asset, man. You better lock him out. Like, you want that guy happy. You want him on your company for 10, 15 years, man. You don't want him just for a year, so lock him up. But I think it's a work. He probably already has a contract.
I hope so. I hope you're right. I think he's definitely going to stay with AEW for the remainder of his contract, which apparently goes till 2024. And then we'll see. We'll see how this all plays out. But it's been a lot of fun. The promo last night was one of the better wrestling promos you will ever see in your life. It was CM Punk pipe bomb level promo.
Looked like Ric Flair at some point when he was yelling at the thing there.
I said
he had some Ric Flair in him.
I said on my buddy Andy's podcast, Andy Burrows, the Hitting the Turnbuckle podcast out in England, that MJF reminded me of The Rock. He's got that level of crowd control. He can take them up and take them down, and every single time he goes in the ring and cuts one of these promos, he delivers and over-delivers. You knew that it was going to be good. You didn't think it was going to be classic. You didn't think it was going to be that good. But this guy, he goes out there, and he's better than you expected, and you expected him to be great. So the fact that he's only 26 years old.
He's one of the few wrestlers I'm interested in following.
Yeah.
Like, he makes himself, important, so he knows how to do it.
He sells it, too, because you don't know what's real, what's not. You're not sure, and every wrestler that you see all the time will drop the facade. Like, every wrestler in an interview becomes themselves. They're introduced, like Roman Reigns when he goes on the Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon. He doesn't act like Roman Reigns on SmackDown. They introduce him as Roman Reigns, but he's Joe on Hawaii. You know what I mean? He becomes the real guy, and that's lame. MJF, Max Friedman, is MJF. He is Maxwell Jacob Friedman, and that's who he is 24/7. Maybe not 24/7 in his personal time, but if there's a camera on him, if he's doing an interview with whoever, he's still that persona, so he makes you believe all the time. And, wrestling used to be like that, and it was great because it was like that. And he's bringing that style back, and he's 26 years old. He's a young guy with so much potential. The next 10, 20 years are going to be all his in pro wrestling. All his.
He needs to hold out. Hold out, go to the WWE, man. Sign a big contract. But don't fuck it up, WWE, if you get him.
Look, I got to admit one thing. I knew that this must have been like a good night. This guy must be really good. When I saw on a Twitter feed Dave saying this was the best promo I've seen in the longest time. So I'm like, I got to see it, which I didn't get a chance to see. But I'm looking at this guy, man, and you know what? He kind of reminds me of, in a weird way, on the UFC side, he kind of reminds me of Ken Shamrock, man. He has that look, that Ken Shamrock, kind of face and everything. I'm telling you, that's my perspective on this. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
He kind of looks like him.
Modern day $1 million man.
Yeah, but 10 times better. 10 times better, you know? And that's saying something, because Ted DiBiase was a great performer. All right, guys. I'll talk more pro wrestling tomorrow night. I know a lot of people want to hear about what I think about MJF, and we'll break it all down with Johnny North tomorrow night. But it does remind me a little bit of Aaron Judge with the Yankees, who's kind of on a entry-level salary with the Yankees because he hasn't been a major leaguer for that long, and he's due to hit free agency next season, and he's having a monster year.
It's like Scottie Pippen. It's like Scottie Pippen getting screwed.
When the contract is up with Aaron Judge with the Yankees at the end of the year, the $10 million that he's making this year, that's not what he's going to be making next year. He's going to be making, like 30, 40 million, maybe more a season, which is insane. And whatever MJF is making right now, when his contract is up or when he gets a new contract, he's got to be making 5, 6, 7 times what he's making right now, because he's worth it. He's a multi-million-dollar talent, and a lot of guys on AEW are not. Even the guys that they're paying multi-millions of dollars, it's like, well, really? I don't know about that.
Listen, sometimes people get screwed, man, and that's what I was trying to get at. Like, you look at Scottie Pippen back in the days, man. He was making absolutely nothing. He was making the lowest level basketball player getting into the NBA, while Michael Jordan was carrying in gold, there was nonstop. Scottie Pippen got screwed, and I love Scottie Pippen, man. But that's what it is sometimes. You got to get a good lawyer and a good agent.
You love Scottie Pippen more than his wife did. My God. My God.
Poor Scotty, man. It was amazing, man.
Poor Scotty,
man. He had a rough one. But still, man,
I mean, it's all right. He's still pretty
He's cool with it.
Yeah, he's doing all right.
Yeah, he is comfortable.
He doesn't mind.
But
so since we're talking about all those different stuff, man, are you going to give some props to AJ and Dave for calling the Johnny Depp trial? You should give him some props. He called it.
They're both awarded money. They were both.
No, Dave. No,
they both got money.
With that.
Don't
be so liberal. She got. You know what she got?
Don't be
she
so
got $2 million because of John. Don't be so liberal, man. But listen, she got $2 million. She got $2 million for the lawyer who talked shit. In the end, he got awarded $50 million. She got $2 million. What it comes down to is she owes this guy $13 million. So, OnlyFans is waiting for her to come. She'll make that money in no time.
That's terrible.
Especially if she shits on a bed or something. People love that stuff.
She didn't do that. That was a dog. That's stupid. That's just dumb shit. It's dumb internet shit. It's dumb internet shit.
Dude, you what the jury believed Johnny? The jury believed him.
Wait,
that's fine.
Freddie, hold on a sec. I'm waiting for Dave to apologize. Hold on. I'm getting ready here. Make sure that
I maintain
the producers.
I maintain that Johnny Depp is a dick, and he can suck it.
Listen, Johnny, free Johnny. Here he is.
Free
Alpha
Johnny.
Genesis, Johnny. Hey, listen, man, listen. She lied, man. Everything came down to one big fat lie.
Mm-hmm.
One big fat lie, man. And you know what the beautiful thing about it is? Johnny's free. Cheers.
I'm going to let time and history be the judge of what happens here with Johnny Depp. You wait and see how the Johnny Depp story ends. It's not going to be pretty. Just wait. I'm telling you.
Dude.
This guy's a mess. Man. Do you see this guy?
No.
He's in a downward spiral.
No,
he's getting beat up by women, allegedly. I mean, come on. Do you see this girl?
No. Factually now, $13 million slaps. Factually.
And this guy's suing because of unbelievable.
Listen,
imagine
men too, man.
Taking a shot from Amber Heard and hitting back. I'd take a shot from Amber Heard and be like, "Why'd you?"
No, dude. She looks dangerous.
What?
She looks dangerous.
Oh, dangerous.
She looks dangerous, dude.
She
looks dangerous, man. I'm telling you, man.
He sued her for what she said in the papers. That's why he was suing her.
Yeah, I know.
Not because of the beating.
Yeah, I know.
The beating was just he needs some jiu-jitsu lessons. There's no doubt
because she tried to portray him as the abuser, man. That's wrong.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure that they didn't just abuse each other. They defamed each other, and I think they may have been abusing each other, and it's probably good
she
for
took a
both
shit
of
on his
them that
bed.
they're
What do
not
you want,
involved
man?
with each other anymore. And Johnny Depp won't get a dime of any kind of money. He's not getting anything.
No.
Get out of here.
Listen, anything she does, man, from selling popcorn in a stand to like flashing her boobs to like acting in
God. See, this is where it's coming from. Yeah,
awkward, man. Awkward, man.
Keep saying shit like that, AJ. Keep saying shit like that.
Listen, dude, don't get mad at me, man. Don't get mad. Don't listen.
I'm not.
We all know.
I'm not. I'm just saying.
Get mad at me. I was just telling you the facts.
It looks a certain way.
Time, and I told you, Johnny. I said Johnny was gonna make. I said Johnny was gonna win this because everything. If you saw the trial, like the rest of the world did, like nonstop. I'm telling you, it was the craziest trial I've ever seen in my life, and it was amazing. And I loved it. She looked bad, dude. I'll be honest. Put the jokes aside. I'll put the AJ jokes aside. Looking at it from as impartial as possible. All I can say is I'm glad I wasn't Johnny Depp, and I sure as hell I'm glad I'm not Amber. Well, they call her Amber Turd now, but Amber Heard.
Wow.
I swear, man, it was insane.
You're hitting all the talking points of the internet people, the trolls.
No,
you're just
dude.
hitting
it's
all
$13 million.
Dave,
it's a $13 million fact, bud. You gotta face the facts. He got abused too. Men too. Hashtag.
This lawsuit was in Virginia. They could have never tried it in California. It was a bully lawsuit. He's a bully. I think he's a bad person.
No.
He's a bully. I think he's a bad person. This was a bully lawsuit.
No.
This was complete bullshit. He is free. He can do whatever he wants.
Don't be mad, Dave.
Yeah, he was out probably celebrating. He was celebrating his little victory there, his little money that he really needs to spend on wine and what else. Who knows what else he's gonna spend his money on? Probably just 16 bottles of wine. Yeah, sure he will.
Dave,
I don't want his money. He can keep his money.
I want his money.
No.
Freddie wants his money.
No.
We outvote you 2-1. And Johnny North. Johnny. I'm talking for Johnny. He's
all
like,
right,
hell yeah, man.
I
want Johnny Depp.
I take it back. I'll take his money. I mean, what are you going to do? I need money.
Listen, man, you got to give it to shows like us. We're talking about him. We're very positive about it.
I'm negative about him, though. I'm really negative. I think he's a piece of trash.
Listen, it's all about free speech, man. And that's what that's all it was about. Johnny wanted to be heard. Free speech was told, and free speech won. $13 million worth of free speech. Hang in there, Johnny. Send the money.
None of that makes sense.
Hashtag.
It's about free speech. He sued her for her words. And you're saying it's about free speech? What the fuck are you talking about? He's suing a lady because she said things that he didn't like. And you're saying it's about free speech? Well, how does that make sense?
She defamed him.
Listen, exactly. She had the speech to say the truth, but she didn't.
Defame all over him.
Listen, man, you're free to say whatever you want.
Am I?
We can say like.
Not whatever I want. AJ, you're not free to say whatever you want. That's for sure.
Well, I know that. I've been banned many times on this platform, which I
could ban you from the show right now. I could just kick you off.
I know. Don't be an Amber Heard, Dave. But
there you go. Wow. It's a lot more peaceful with just you and me, Fred. When we just disappear AJ like that. It's nice. AJ just goes away. I'm just kidding.
Maybe we should just start MMA talk like that. He doesn't have a choice to join to the MMA talk.
Yeah.
Volkov and
Jairzinho coming up Saturday afternoon. 1 p.m. Eastern time is the first prelim. 4 p.m. Eastern is the main card. Afternoon show, Fred. How about it? You might even watch it. Yeah.
Why?
You have a barbecue? Watch it?
I don't know.
Sure, man.
4th of June weekend?
There's not much happening, bud.
That's not
much happening, man.
I don't know. I don't know why it's on in the afternoon, but I'm pretty sure it's an afternoon show. No clue.
I don't know what's up.
What?
There's hockey playoffs going on, like...
Oh, is that it? Basketball playoffs too, probably?
Nope. Yeah. That's Sunday.
No? Oh. So...
Well, Angelo doesn't want AJ. He wants me to keep you banned from the show for the rest of the show. I think Angelo, like me, is Team Amber Heard.
I don't know about that, Dave. I have a strong suspicion that Angelo is with us.
I'm not so much Team Amber Heard as I am not Team Johnny Depp. You know, I find him distasteful, and I think he's a greasy bastard. That's mostly
easy there, Dave.
He's a greasy bastard.
Man, we're not gonna get a cent from this guy.
He's a salty dog.
I mean, most of Hollywood is greasy bastards.
Correct, and he's very Hollywood. He's very greasy. I don't like him.
Hey, man, they don't call me Hollywood AJ for no reason, but
because you're greasy.
Listen, I'm Italian too. But the thing is
wow.
This. Hey, I'm allowed to
Why
say
did
it.
you have to make it like that? That is
Listen,
hate
I'm allowed
speech.
to, man. Wow,
I apologize.
Here we go.
I apologize to all my Italian friends on behalf of your paisan, AJ D'Alessio.
Self-hating Italian.
Yeah, how dare you?
Listen, man, we're allowed to say what we want, man. We've seen enough like Sopranos to prove that.
Forget about it. All right. So Volkov minus 158, the favorite. Jairzinho plus 128, the underdog, is the main event for UFC at the Apex once again this Saturday. Next Saturday, guys, it's the pay-per-view. Glover Teixeira versus Yuri Prohaska for the light heavyweight title. We'll be doing the watch-along for that next Saturday. I'm excited. UFC 275, June 11th. But this Saturday, it's an afternoon show with Volkov and Jairzinho in the main event. And it's really not the most exciting card. Not a lot of big names on this thing. The co-main event is Dan Ige versus Movsar Evloev. But let's stick with the main event. Volkov and Jairzinho. Jairzinho, heavy puncher, very dangerous. Getting a little older. I think he's about, what now, 30? Nah, he's only 34.
33. 33, yeah. 33,
he's
34.
Yeah. He's not that old. But he's not
Volkov's
as tall.
33.
Yeah, Volkov's 33. He's not as tall. I thought Jairzinho was older for some reason.
He looks it. He looks
old,
not,
right?
Man.
He looks like he's like 38 or something, right?
Even older, man.
I don't know. Something about heavyweights, they look big and older. Anyhow, I don't know.
It's true, man. It's a fact. You're right, Dave. You're right.
Do heavyweights look older because they're big?
For some reason. I don't know what
That's
it is.
like an anti-heavyweight statement, man. Careful, man.
Yeah. No,
Yeah, you're getting into AJ territory, man. But listen, but Freddie,
like,
does have a point.
I feel like a 33-year-old flyweight usually looks younger than a 33-year-old heavyweight. Does that make sense?
I feel like Randy Couture looked 45 most of his career, but he wasn't 45 his whole career, you know?
He was born 45, I think.
He was like 30 years old, and he looked like 15 years older. But a lot of them too, you know. I mean,
yeah.
There's so many, man.
I knew a guy in CJEP that was a guy that I thought was a teacher, and it turns out it was just one of my friend's buddies. He was same age as me and everything. He just like was balding like at 19 or something, and I was like,
poor guy, man.
I thought he was like a teacher, you know. I was like, who's that guy you're talking to? He's like, oh, it's my buddy. And I was like, I thought that guy taught you. Like, what the hell? Why is he 35 years old in school with us? What's happening?
Well, you didn't tell him that like you're bringing your dad to school, man. It would have been like it's happened once to me, and like it doesn't go down well, man.
Yeah, I'm just saying some guys look older than others. It's just naturally natural old face, you know? All right, old face, Jairzinho taking on the big Volk. Alexander Volkov, 33 years old, 6'7". They call him Drago for some reason. I don't know. And, yeah, he's pretty solid. He lost to Tom Aspinall in his last fight. Tom Aspinall, though, is coming on strong.
Might be a contender.
Yeah, he's a
contender, man.
Yeah, he's gonna be legit one of the top guys at heavyweight. I think he's top 5 right now. He's got all the tools. He's very dangerous. So a loss to Aspinall doesn't necessarily play into this one here to Jairzinho, especially the armbar. Like Jairzinho's not gonna go for an armbar. Jairzinho's looking to stand and trade with Volkov, and I think that plays in Volkov's favor. I think Volkov is happy to do that. He's a stand-up fighter. He's long. He's rangy. If he can avoid getting knocked out, I think he beats Jairzinho. I think the decision, too, is a real possibility. Right now, Bet99, like I said, has Volkov minus 158, the favorite. Jairzinho plus 128, the dog. But Volkov by decision plus 210, if you want to go there.
I don't think it's going that way.
All right, AJ, what do you think?
Look, I didn't want to jump in ahead of Fred there, but I'll be honest, man. I find that kind of hard to believe because when you look at Jairzinho, man, other than losing to Curtis Blades, which is one hell of a fighter who's going to take you down to the ground, Volkov is not going to be that guy. And the problem is that if you look at Rozenstruik, man, he won a TKO victory over Augusta Sakai and got a performance bonus on that. This guy comes in to knock you out. And I said it way back. I said Jairzinho has some of the biggest hands I've ever seen in the UFC. The guy's hands are like Sasquatch hands. The thing with Volkov is that because he's so tall at 6'7", he has this like tendency, and if you look at his fights, I was reviewing some of his fights, he's always dropping his head to throw that punch. He's always dropping in. And I'm telling you, if there's one thing that Rozenstruik does well, is throw that heavy uppercut, that left uppercut, and he's going to sleep. And that's what's going to happen. I have a strong feeling that this is going to be a knockout in this fight. No way it's going to a decision. No way it's going to distance. And my biggest thing is that Volkov has this habit, maybe they'll try to change it or whatever, but he dips in. And he's going to get caught. That's the thing. It's not going to the ground, this fight. It's not going to be a clinch fest. It's going to be like a slug fest. And that's what's going to happen. He's going to get knocked out by an uppercut. It's going to end like in the early rounds, and I think that's the end of it. So I think the underdog has a strong chance to win this fight.
Wow. Derek Lewis, only guy in the UFC that's ever knocked out Volkov. Derek Lewis, the king of the knockouts at heavyweight. The only guy who's knocked Volkov out. Volkov, dangerous. You say Jairzinho's only lost to Curtis Blades, though. Like, he lost to Cyril Gane and Francis Ngannou.
He's lost. Sure.
And the Gane
he's lost to some top guys. Like, and like AJ said, Curtis Blades, that's not what Volkov is going to bring to this fight. He's not going to fight Jairzinho like Curtis Blades fought him. So I could see Jairzinho having a chance, maybe getting a knockout, but I'm going to pick also Volkov by decision because I think he's long, he's rangy, he's hard to hit. Because the fact that he's so high and all that, he's hard to hit. So I'm going to go with him, probably point fighting, not getting in too much trouble, frustrating Jairzinho, and edging a decision. I'm going to go Volkov by decision.
Look, I'm going to just say one thing. This fight, like I said, is not going to go into the clinch. They're not going to stay there. I mean, both of these guys are kickboxers. You've got Rozenstruik, who's like a Dutch kickboxer, and you've got like Volkov, who's like a kickboxing heavyweight. For sure he has a traditional background, his karate background. He's a black belt in karate, and he's got his brown belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He's got like the tools to be a really good fighter. But the thing is that when you got two kickboxers that are going in there, man, if Volkov is not able to destroy him with his kicks, I'm telling you, he's going to come dipping with a big, heavy shot, and he's going to get connected. I think Rozenstruik is going to get him with that left uppercut. I can see that happening.
You might be right, AJ. I don't think so. I'm going to go with Volkov by decision. I think Volkov manages to stay on the outside and just kind of tap on Jairzinho. And I think, the Cyril Gane fight was the blueprint of what to do to Jairzinho and fight that style, to outpoint him, outstrike him. Cyril Gane did it. I don't think Volkov is Cyril Gane, but I think he can have a similar fight here against Jairzinho and pick up a 5-round win on points. That's where Dave and Freddie are going. Got a super chat from my man Patrick C. Hamilton. He says, where am I making my money on this? Lucky 777 from Patrick. And usually when Patrick asks me, I tend to hook him up with one, right? I tend to give him one, and it usually pays off. Not every time. I can't say I have 100% accuracy, but usually when Patrick is asking for a pick, I can give him one. And I think my best pick for this card is going to be on the prelims. It's going to be, again, you guessed it, a women's fight.
Okay.
It's going to be the fight between, it's a slight underdog I'm giving you here. Karolina Kowalkiewicz plus 100 takes on Felice Herrig minus 120. These two have fought before. Kowalkiewicz picked up a split decision, which I watched the fight again today. I don't really understand how a judge scored it for Felice. I thought Carolina won clearly the first 2 rounds at the very least. And I know that Karolina Kowalkiewicz is on a long losing streak. She has not won a fight since 2018 when she beat Felice Herrig. She has lost now 5 in a row. But Felice Herrig is also on a losing streak. That started with a loss to Karolina Kowalkiewicz. She then fought again later that year, fought Verna Jandiroba in 2020, and hasn't fought since. She's 37 years old, has not fought in almost 2 years, and she's coming back as a favorite against the woman that beat her 4 years ago. I don't see it. I'm going with Carolina. I think Carolina is the best bet. I think that's the best money bet on this card. Best value, plus 100, Karolina Kowalkiewicz. This card is stingy. I'm not seeing a lot of openings on this card, but I like Carolina a lot. I think it makes a lot of sense to go with Carolina, plus 100, the underdog, and if you really want to make it spicy, you can go plus 154, Carolina by decision. Bet with us over at bet99.com. Use that promo code Ringside when you do so. So that one was for you, Patrick. That's my best bet on this card. Karolina Kowalkiewicz over Felice Herrig. A little bit surprised that Felice is coming in as a favorite at all. I mean, okay, Carolina's lost a bunch, but make it a pick'em, something. Felice is the favorite? I don't get it. So I'm going with Carolina. I like that bet.
I like what you're saying too. I mean, it's kind of hard to go against that, and exactly what you said, man. It's surprising. The only thing that I see of advantage is like her reach. She has like a slightly longer reach. Other than that, man, it doesn't make sense. But
no,
anything could happen, right?
Of course, fights are crazy. You never know. I thought Holly Holm beat Ketlin Vieira, but you know.
She did win, but
I thought so.
Not on.
The rest of the card, it's not worth talking about. Fred, we don't have the patience for this. What are you going to do? Let's give you some parlays, though. I know AJ did research and everything. He wants to give you a parlay. I've done a little research on this card as well.
Let AJ start.
I can give you some picks. Let AJ start. No, AJ, you're ready. You've done the research. You always talk about how you know better than everybody else, so why don't you illuminate us?
Notes.
Yeah, you got notes. You're very well prepared. Give me your parlay picks for the UFC Vegas 56 Volkov versus Jairzinho. AJ's parlay.
All right, man. So we're going to start off, obviously, with I'm going the opposite than you guys, with Rozenstruik on this. And I believe he's going to KO him. So this is not going to the decision. This is going to be a 13-3 for Rozenstruik at the end of this fight. Then
so
after that, I'm going to
do you want Jairzinho by knockout, or do you want just Jairzinho in your parlay? Don't forget, AJ, people are counting on you to win.
I know that. I mean, like, deep in my heart, I can see him knocking him out because of that dip. He has this dip, and he's going to get caught with Rozenstruik. Rozenstruik has the biggest hands I've ever seen. But I'm going to go with the straight win on that for my parlay.
Alrighty. I didn't know where the wheel was going to stop. The wheel in your mind. I didn't know where it was going to stop. I was like, this is like roulette. You never know.
Listen, most of my picks on the main card have come out with a manner of win. So, like, I've been having a good streak on that. You know what? Put it in for the KO, man.
Oh, here
That's
we
exactly
go.
What's I'm not gonna. No, that's it, man.
God.
That's it. I want people to win money, man. So KO for Rozenstruik.
Yep.
And then I'm going to go with Dan Ige, man. I don't see how Dan Ige can't beat this guy. But Mozart is 15-0, man. Listen, man, you've got a judo, you've got a black belt.
Movsar is pretty damn good, too.
Yeah.
Movsar.
I'm surprised.
Movsar's going on my parlay. He's a huge favorite, but just off the strength of being Movsar. Minus 434, I don't care. I'm throwing him on my parlay. He's Movsar, baby. Guy's
Yeah. And the thing with Dan Ige, man, when he comes out to fight, man, he can really deliver. He's like, he has everything covered, man. He was a Division III, like, you know, NCAA, like, wrestling guy. He has, like, he's a black belt of jiu-jitsu, high-level judo guy, man. He has all the tools to be able to control this guy. I'm going to go with the underdog.
You know what? Ige has fought better competition. It's definitely a rising competition, I think, for Movsar, but I don't know, man. 15-0, it's hard to go against him.
Yeah, Movsar has impressed me. I've been impressed with Movsar. I also like saying Movsar. I think that's a pretty excellent first name. Movsar.
Yeah, and he's going to get that one loss against Ige.
I don't think
sticking with Dan Ige. I'm telling you, man.
I disagree.
Stick with Ige. That's okay, man, you know. Then, you know, I'm going with my fight. So there's going to be a tough one here between Mike Trezano and Lucas Almeida. So I'm going to give the shot to Almeida. I think he's going to take it over Mike. This one here, man, it's a tough one too.
No pressure, AJ. No pressure.
There's no pressure, man. But I you know, it's hard. But I'm looking at my notes here, and I'm going to have to go with Polyana on this for the win.
Yeah, I like Polyana in that fight. Polyana Botelho. Yep. Okay. Is that your five-fight parlay? You have more?
What is that?
That's
it. That was
fights. 4 fights.
4 fights. That's it. So I was going to go with the not Ozzy Osbourne versus Zaruki, but I'm going to give it to the Osbourne, man. I think Osbourne is going to take this.
Yep. I like that pick as well, AJ. That's a good one.
RD Osbourne.
O'Day, you know? Osbourne. Let's see AJ's parlay. Here it is over at bet99.com. You could bet with AJ and go with Jairzinho by knockout. Dan Ige for the win. Lucas Almeida plus, wow, a lot of underdogs here, AJ. Lucas Almeida plus 183 and Polyana Botelho plus 105. O'Day Osbourne minus 186. Huge odds. Plus 11, 695. $20 gets you 2,477 and 18 cents. Oh my God. AJ's parlay is a real long shot this week. I hope somebody bets it and I hope somebody wins. I hope somebody bets it at, like, you know, $500. Like, what do you do if you put 500 on that?
Put $2, man. It's going to give you
$500 wins you 61,000. I mean, I hope somebody out there that has 500 to spare puts 500 on AJ's parlay. Yeah, just $2. I mean, $2 is still $247. It's still pretty good money for me.
AJ's not responsible, so remember that. Gamble responsibly. Just remember this. Like, it's a long shot, but you know what? The only thing. Listen,
$20 gets you almost $2,500.
Listen, man, it's a Big Mac trio. You get a Big Mac trio and you throw in like extra fries. It's like about $20. So there you go, man.
Yeah,
throw it on the parlay.
But I disagree with a lot of these picks. So I got to tell you, I don't see this one coming through, AJ. I hope it does for you.
Man.
I hope you bet it and you win it because it's crazy. But I just don't like
I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you who's going to go with this bet. Our Muscles Marco is going to definitely go with my pick on this because, man, I came the closest to making this guy win $500,000 once, off by just one fight. And I have a feeling these are the type of fight nights that are in the afternoon that anything can happen. These are the ones where the underdogs usually prevail. And this is it, man. I have a feeling like Ige, like that's the biggest one where if he wins, it'll be a huge win.
You know what, man? You made me doubt Movsar.
Oh,
you know, he's fought better.
Like I thought he was a lock, but I'm not putting him in my parlay because like his odds, like I still think he'll win, but his odds is not worth it, man. I'm not taking that risk. Ige has fought good competition. Movsar his competition's a little so-so if anything, but yeah, Movsar looks like the real deal. You want my parlay, Dave?
Hell yeah.
All right, Alexander Volkov.
Boom.
Karolina Kowalkiewicz.
Yep.
All right. This one scares me, man, but I'm going with Alonzo Menefield, man.
Mm-hmm.
His opponent hasn't fought since 2020. I think Menefield's a good fighter still, so I'm going to go with Alonzo Menefield.
But he's fighting Askar. He's fighting a guy called Askar. That's always scary.
I know.
They're good.
And I'm going with Benoit Saint-Denis.
Yes. Benoit Saint-Denis, quoi. Il vient de la France. Du français.
So that's my 4-fight parlay, man.
I like Benoit Saint-Denis as well. Coming in hot from France. Did lose his last fight to Elias Zalewski. But I think he could probably pull this one off. I like Benoit Saint-Denis in that fight too. All right, so, okay, hold on. Fred's parlay. Let's put it up on the screen here. Let's put it on the board. Fred's
Make
parlay.
it official.
Let's make it official. Here we go. Volkov minus 158, Karolina plus 100, Menefield minus 234, and Benoit Saint-Denis. $20 gets you 157 and 9 cents. That's a pretty decent payoff. Menefield, Saint-Denis, Kowalkiewicz, and Volkov. That is a Team Fred parlay. And now I guess it's my turn, right? I got to give you my parlay. You guys have such bold, interesting parlays. I'm going to give you some different stuff. I'm going to go with... oh, man, this tricky wicky, real sticky. I'm going to give you I'm going to give you a 5-fight parlay because I feel generous this weekend. Let's have a fiesta.
Dave's going for it, man.
I'm going with the AJ special, a 5-fight parlay from Team Dave. Aaron Blanchfield opening it up will get the win over JJ Aldrich. She's a big favorite, minus 550, but I'm throwing her on there because I believe that she wins, and I believe that very strongly, as do the odds makers. So why not? Benoit Saint-Denis as well. I like that pick from Fred. France recently getting MMA legalized. Karolina Kowalkiewicz, that was my big pick for the night. I might throw some solo money on Karolina as well. Throw her in the parlay, put a couple bucks on her, and then throw some heavier money on Karolina as a 1-fight bet. Probably Karolina by decision as well is where I'm going to go. Ode Osborne, minus 186. I like that pick over Adashev Zaruk. And we're going with Alexander Volkov in the main event over Jairzinho. $20 will get you $199.95. That's not bad. Couple honey.
Bet99, man.
Couple honey over at bet99.com. $20 gets you a couple $100 with the 5-fight Team Dave parlay. Volkov, Osborne, Kowalkiewicz, Saint-Denis, and Blanchfield.
Look, guys, I like your picks. I like both your picks. I think they're pretty solid. Like if you go with an AJ, like out of the park kind of possible win, throw in like $5, $10, $20. But it all comes down to the Rozenstruik, man. You guys went against me with Rozenstruik. I really think that he's going to prevail. But if he doesn't, man, your parlays look good. The rest of the card looks good, man.
Well, that's just like your opinion, man. So what are you going to do?
It's okay, man. It's okay, bud.
Conor McGregor versus Jorge Masvidal. Is this a fight we need to see? I say yes.
Damn right, man.
Let's go.
Yeah.
This makes sense for both guys. This is where they're at in their careers.
They'd make a lot of money. Both of these guys are about making money right now, and that would be a big money fight for both of the guys. So, yeah, it makes sense, man. And no, there's nothing bad to say about that idea, man. Make it happen. And somebody find a fight for Nate Diaz.
That doesn't seem like a priority. Nate keeps asking for a fight, but nobody wants to fight him. Why doesn't he just fight
They
Dustin
offer
Poirier?
him shitty fights, man. So the UFC, they're probably like, hey, okay, he refused it. He doesn't want to fight Khamzat. So, they offer him shitty fights. He refuses them. So technically they're offering him a fight. So he's still like held by contract with them. But yeah, sucks.
It really sucks. And it seemed like him and Dustin Poirier wanted to fight each other. I don't know why that didn't happen. Come on, UFC. Come on, Uncle Dana.
Look, you know what's going to happen? I'd like to see the Conor fight against Masvidal, but I have a feeling, man, like right now there's like a feud between Masvidal and Pereira. Like it's getting so crazy that Masvidal is challenging him to fight in the streets. And if the UFC like banks on this,
Masvidal should stop that.
Yeah,
yeah,
he
but
needs to stop fighting in the street.
Listen, man, you're right, man. But now he's like he wants to fight in the streets, not in the octagon. And you know, it's gonna go that way, man. I don't see Conor fight. Like I love to see Conor fighting Masvidal. They put out a like sort of like this thing that it's gonna happen in October and blah blah blah. But right now, man, the real feud is between Masvidal and Pereira, and I have a feeling that we'll probably see that.
Nobody
before
cares
like,
about that. Nobody cares about that.
Man.
Not even Pereira's wife. She doesn't even care. Nobody cares.
What's the deal with his wife? What happened with his wife?
Because Pereira said that Masvidal got into her DMs, but then Masvidal showed, I think, screenshots showing that she texted him first, but she was just like congratulating him on his performance or something like that. Like so, but you know they try to make this big thing. Like Pereira wanted to start some artificial beef, maybe. I don't know, man. This is what fucking MMA is these days. But just give me Conor and Masvidal. And Masvidal, man, just like lay low from all that like gangster stupidness, man. I want you to fight it in the cage. And I think for both guys, man, that's a good matchup. That's a winnable fight for both guys if they take it seriously. If Conor is serious, he could beat Masvidal. And if Masvidal's serious, he could do the same also. It's going to be about the guy that takes it seriously and prepares.
I got Conor in that fight. That fight's going to be at 170. Conor's going to come in big, jacked. He's going to knock Masvidal clean out. Juice. It's going to be sick. Yeah, Juice, who cares?
Conor looks good, man. Conor looks good, man. Like regardless of like the John Jones juice or whatever, man. Yeah, that exactly. Thank you, Dave. But Conor looks good, man. He looks good. He has a titanium like leg. He's got it all, man. He's got it all. But look, it would be nice to see Masvidal fighting Conor. That'd be probably the biggest UFC payout card of the decade, man. And you know, I don't know if it's going to happen.
I think it should. I really think that is the fight to make for Conor and for Masvidal right now.
And the UFC.
And the UFC.
Makes a shit ton of money.
Yeah, and these guys, they're in the money weight division. That's what they are. They're in the money weight division. They're not in any they're not 155ers. They're not 170 fighters. They're not really in title contention. They're money fighters. Nate Diaz is a money fighter. Nick Diaz is a money fighter. Conor's a money fighter. Masvidal's a money fighter. There are a few of them. I think that's about it, though, right now, right? Like the guys that are kind of there, that are big, like bucks, but they're not really at the top of the game anymore. It's basically those four guys. The Diaz brothers, Conor and Masvidal. I guess kind of you could maybe put Tony Ferguson in there too, because he's still a guy that people want to see fight, but he's clearly not at the top of his game anymore. There are a few guys that are kind of out there that could still
who should be in there?
Headline
Dustin
a show.
Poirier.
Poirier,
he has 2 wins on McGregor, and it's like everybody forgets about him right now, man. It's unfortunate, man. Dustin Poirier should capitalize on that.
I think Poirier's in there, and I'm going to give you a controversial one that you may not agree with. I think Michael Chandler's in there, too.
I'm liking Chandler more and more, man. He's fun.
But is he going to be... Yeah, I don't know. I think Justin Gaethje's in that division, too.
Look, that's the real BMF division. That's you called it the money division, man. That's the money division, the BMF division. This is a win-win for everybody, for the UFC, for the fans, and just to see a good fight, because it's not going to be a boring fight. There's no doubt about it. Any one of those guys in any type of combination to fight each other is going to be like something we're going to be talking about for a long time. You know that, and I know that, but they need to start doing it now because time is ticking. A lot of these guys are, coming to the end of their career, let's be honest. And we got to do it now. We've seen that many times, man, with George St. Pierre in the past, and he should have fought this, and he should have fought that. We could have seen him fight a Khabib, and we can't do that anymore, man. We've got to see these fights.
Yeah.
And they want to fight.
You got to do it now.
They want to fight. They got to do it now, man.
Do it now. All right. Paulo Costa allegedly hit a nurse in Brazil. Here's a story that I'm going to read from you from TMZ. Paulo Costa breaking his silence on allegations that he attacked a nurse in Brazil earlier this week, saying in a statement on Wednesday the claims are reckless and inconsistent. The UFC star, according to Brazilian media outlet Globo.com, was accused of hitting a nurse with his elbow following an argument over a COVID vaccine card in Belo Horizonte. The outlet reported, that's how you pronounce it. The outlet reported that they did UFC shows from there. I learned how you pronounce Belo Horizonte. I think that's how you pronounce it. Anyway,
it's good, man. It's
good, right?
Man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Obrigado. The outlet reported that Costa told nurses he wanted a vaccination, but according to the report, Costa backed out of getting the shots, yet still wanted the filled-out vaccine card, so he hit the nurse. Hold on. Global.com reported when a female nurse tried to stop him from leaving with the card. This is not a male nurse, it's a female nurse. The 31-year-old hit her with an elbow. She reportedly complained of swelling in her lips. On his Instagram page Wednesday, Costa opened up about the allegations, saying in a statement, the accusations and facts narrated do not reflect the reality of what happened. Okay.
I don't know, man.
I don't know.
I think I read that he struck her because she grabbed him and he took his arm away from her and struck her with an elbow because he wanted to leave with the vaccination card.
Yeah, that's a weird thing to do. He thought he could just bully his way into getting the whatever proof that he's vaccinated. Amazing. Amazing.
I'm telling you, man.
You know what, man?
Listen.
I mean, like me, I'm not vaccinated, and I don't care, man. I love spending time at home in my backyard. But hey, he's a young man. He wants a vaccination card, man. Give him one.
You need anything from America? I'm going there for the day next week, Fred.
For real? Good. Yeah. Have fun.
Yeah, but if I could bring you back, I don't know, some kind of candies or something, American something.
If you find that berry Dr. Pepper, I'd love to try it. It's like a purple can.
Dave,
I want to try
going
it.
to the States.
Berry Dr. Pepper?
Yeah.
If I find that, Fred, I'll buy a case and I'll get you some cans.
Perfect.
And dude, don't forget. Listen, if you go to any 7-Eleven while you're getting Freddy stuff, bring me back a MAGA hat. Remember, MAGA hat.
I don't think they do that anymore.
Yes,
I think that's old news. No, they just have a hat that says Brandon on it, I think. That's the new one. It's a red hat.
Okay, give me a Brandon one. I'd rather have the MAGA one. It's my Halloween costume thing,
I'll get you a Johnny Depp hat.
That's even better.
Jason Pete, digital art coding Jason Pete out in Mexico, dropping the Mexico pesos. I don't know if it's a peso. Is it a peso in Mexico still? The super chat, he says, great preview, great show, the usual. Thank you, Jason. Appreciate you. Thanks for supporting the Ringside Report Network. He is a member of the team. Appreciate you and appreciate the support. And Jason is now the super chat leader of the night, overtaking Patrick. So thank you, Jason. It is pesos.
Jason
Still
lives
pesos.
a good life, man. His pesos, yeah,
bueno.
For sure.
Bueno.
He lives a good life, Jason, man. He's boxing, jiu-jitsu, living the Mexican dream, man.
This guy's probably, trilingual, right? Because Jason is from
I'm sure. Yeah, he's from Montreal. Yeah, he's French,
so he probably
English,
speaks English, French, and Spanish, too? Congratulations.
Sure, man.
Congratulations on being
would
trilingual.
Make my parents proud.
Yeah, being trilingual is a thing to be.
I speak French
Garcia,
and English.
With a Garcia name.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I think we should all be trilingual. I think all these people arguing about languages and stuff, everybody should be able to speak 3 languages at minimum.
Or 4. Or 5.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think 1 is pretty basic. 2, you're doing all right, I guess. But 3, you're really living. 3, you're really communicating with a wide variety of people. And that's how I think most humans should be like that. I think most people on Earth probably speak 2 to 3 languages. It's just in North America we don't do it as much. You know what I mean?
And you got to speak the most important language of all, Dave. You know what that is?
6.
The language of love, bud.
Oh.
Well, close enough. Yeah, there you go. You beat me on that one. We're on the same page there, man. We're on the same page. Yeah. Love.
All right. I love you, AJ. Thank you, buddy.
I thought you were just about to shut the show down there. What happened, man?
I am shutting the show
Okay.
down. I do want to give our heartfelt condolences and thoughts
important.
with the family of Sylvain Moroney, all of his family, all of his students, all of his friends. A great loss to the Montreal Jiu-Jitsu community this week.
Yep.
Sylvain passed away. Fred, you were one of his students. You could speak to him a little bit better than I can, so I'll let you talk about him. But I had some interactions with him, and always super positive, always a nice guy, very nice guy. Welcoming, just a nice man, and
a jiu-jitsu guy.
Very good jiu-jitsu guy. It's always sad when we see a Montreal jiu-jitsu guy, a great black belt, a great teacher, pass away. So, Fred, I know you were close with him. You can talk about your buddy.
Yeah, my first jiu-jitsu coach spent over 4 years training at his school. Loved every moment of it. A great guy. Unfortunately, passed away yesterday. It was a shock. Hundreds of messages for him and for his family. Like, people, he affected so many people's lives, and he was a great person. And it's a sad loss. One of the original jiu-jitsu guys. Like, we got a nice history of jiu-jitsu in Montreal, and he was one of the first guys, like way back in the 90s. So, man, I'm hurt, man. I love him, and it's very sad. 52, way too quick. Love you, Sil. And a lot of love for his brother and the rest of the family, because he had just lost his father a week ago, like 10 days ago. Yes, and now his brother, who's still among us, who's a great jiu-jitsu teacher, also Danny, he lost his father and his brother. It's just a sad, sad situation. And I love you all, man, and rest in peace, Sil.
And I'm just gonna say on my end, like, like being part of like the jiu-jitsu like tournaments and Fight for Charity with Glenn and whatnot, meeting Sylvain like from way back. The guy was a super cool guy, super nice guy. And I went with Freddie, like, during the COVID times where we did like a charity run, and Sylvain did the charity run and all that. And let me tell you, man, super nice guy, a real shock. And it's a real loss for the jiu-jitsu community, because the guy is one of the original OGs here in Montreal. And it's a shame. Like, when you see a good guy like that, he won't be forgotten, but it is still a shock, man. A super young guy. And, respect to him, because he treated me really well, There's no doubt about it, man. I can say the guy was a real, when I say a martial artist, we lost Peter not too long ago from TriStar, and now we've lost, like, obviously Sylvain from Jiu-Jitsu. And these guys are true martial artists. And you know what? They might not be legends like the Bruce Lee guys and whatnot, but let me tell you, they've impacted a lot of people around the world. So
a lot of lives.
Yeah. A lot of lives, man.
Yeah, and definitely, Montreal legends. I mean, these guys in the community, very well known, very well respected. And the great thing about, martial arts teachers is that they live on through their techniques, through the things that they've shown, through the lessons that they teach you as students. And you take those lessons and you use them and you go on through your life. Their life lessons, their jiu-jitsu lessons. And it's nice to know that, through you, Fred, through some of the other guys that I've met at 10th Planet, where we now train, that we're Sylvain's students, they're all really good guys, and their jiu-jitsu is real sharp too. So, you could tell he was a great teacher and a real smart guy, because he taught you some pretty good jiu-jitsu, Fred, and some of your buddies too that came from his school, the Bravado School. Excellent. Top-notch. Top-notch. Thanks, guys. I'll see you again tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Eastern Time, for Wrestling Uncensored with Johnny North, right here on the Ringside Report Network.
Please join in and give your support to Ringside Report Network. We've been providing expert coverage and commentary on both pro wrestling and MMA for over 15 years. Go to ringsidereport.net/support to find out more ways to support the channel.